here we are. So we left with the question about when does it make a difference about how much or in how much space fruits are scattered. It should all depend on a very simple question. Does the owner know that he lost it, or does he not know that he lost it? If he knows that he lost it, he didn't lose it, he put it down there, so then he's the owner. He's going to come back and get it. If he doesn't know that it didn't put it down there, it just fell on its own, he has no sign, it's a fruit. What are you going to say? Oh, the apple that has nobody's going to know that. It changes even. So then you'll be allowed to keep it. So the Gemara wants to know, when does it make a difference about how scattered it is? It should be a difference. It should all make a difference about what it looks like. Does it look like it was just fallen, or does it look like it was placed? To that, the Gemara answers. Now, please open your Gemara, look inside. Amar Rav Ukva bar Chama b'machnash debeitari. You know what it's talking about? Our Mishnah, when we said about how scattered, it depends how scattered it is. It's talking about at the threshing place, the gathering place of the threshing. So people would bring their fruits to this place, and they would get work done over there, and they would bulk it. And so they would always gather up a ton, take it home, gather up a ton, walk home, gather up a ton, and inevitably there was some left at the end. If it was only a little bit, there might be times that the owner would say, I'm not going back for that just a little bit. It was too much for them to carry at the time, but he's not coming back for it. So he'll leave it there. So that's what the Gemara was trying to tell us, that if it's a kav, it's that much fruit, in 4 amot, then he's not going to come back. Says the Gemara. Askinan, that's what we're talking about. Kav ba'arba amot, when it's a kav in 4 amot, so then the nafish tirchayu, nafish is there's a lot of bother, so lo tarach inish, we are allowed to assume that people will not bother to come back. V'lo hadar, he will not come back. Lo hadar asi, he's not going to come back v'shakaluhu, and take the fruits. So afkure mafkir luhu, he's going to be mafkir them. He will make them ownerless. He's going to give. He says, I don't care about it. Anybody could take it. But batzir mehachi, if it's less area than this, it's not 4 amot by 4 amot. It's a kav, but it's scattered in a small area, so it's not a big bother. Tarach, he will bother himself. V'hadar asi v'shakaluhu, and he will come back and come v'shakaluhu and take it. V'lo mafkerlu, and he won't give up hope. So he's not going to give up hope. But the point is, if he's not going to give up hope, so then you're not allowed to take it. So the Gemara wants to play around. Rav Yirmiyah was very much like this. In many Gemaras, you find Rav Yirmiyah. He always analyzed the different factors. What if I put it a little more, a little less? He really tests things out. So by Rav Yirmiyah asked the question. Important word is by, very common. By Rav Yirmiyah asked the question, Chatzi kav, what if you have a half of a kav, b'shtei amot, mahu, what's the halacha then? Mahu, what's the halacha? So I took down the numbers in half. I took down the kav, instead of being, let's say, for example, it was $10, and you had to bother for 3 minutes to pick it up. You'd have to go and grab it up. Now I want to cut it in half. What if it's $1? If it's worth $5, that's a chatzi kav, and it's b'shtei amot, but it's in 2 amot. It's in 2, maybe not squared amot, but 2 by 4, a half the area. So it's easier to pick it up, but it's also not worth as much. Does it work the same way? Do we say that then you're allowed to keep it? Or maybe since it's not such a bother, it's only in 2 amot, it's not a bother, you can pick it up fast, and the guy will not be mafkir. He wants to know, what's the halacha then? Kav ba'arba amot. He goes and he said, let's analyze this. A kav in arba amot, when I have a kav that's in 4 amot, taimamai, what's the reason? Taim is a very common word. Mai, taimamai, what's the reason? Mishom de nofish tirchayu, it's because there is nofish, a lot of tirchayu bother, so that's why I'm allowed to keep it. But I could say, but chatzi kav b'shtei amot, but it's a chatzi kav in only 2.5, in 2 amot, so kivan, since de lo nafish tirchayu, since it's not a big bother, lo mafkir lehu, he will not bother himself with it. He will not make it ownerless. It's not a big bother. He'll come back and get it. So lo mafkir lehu. O Dilma, or perhaps Mishum Delo Chashivi, since it's not important, it's only a half a kav, v'chatzi kav, v'shtei amot, kivin Delo Chashivi. This is for sure not important. For a kav is not important. So certainly a half a kav is not important. Mafkir lehu, he will be mafkir it. That's the question of Rav Yirmiyah. He's going to ask a few questions, and those other questions and what the resolution is, what the halacha is in these cases, we're going to leave that for future videos.